how many people here listen to hip hop? So, according to Nielsen's end of the year report for 2017, for the first time ever, R&B and hip hop became the most dominant genre, with 7 of the top 10 most consumed albums coming from that genre. The popularity of R&B and hip hop was powered by a 72% increase in on-demand audio streaming, which means 1 in 3 songs that year were either R&B and hip hop. So consumer-wise, hip hop is pretty popular right now. So hip hop is a genre that most of us listen to, at a party, at a kickback, in our car, when we're working out. I'm pretty sure a lot of us love hip hop. So I've been listening to hip hop since I was like 13, 15, and I'm not gonna lie and say I don't listen to the new artists, but I listen to both old and new. So the purpose of my speech is to persuade all of you that hip hop is not dead. So first I will talk about why people think that hip hop is dead, and second I will talk about the artists that make people think that hip hop is dead, and finally I will talk about the artists that keep the true spirit of hip hop alive. So people think that hip hop is dead because it does not sound the same as it did a decade or 2 ago. Compared to the music from the 80s and 90s, which was the golden age of hip hop, the music nowadays doesn't really have much substance. Music evolves over time, and depending on the artist at the time, it'll probably go on in the wrong direction or right direction. The message in the song have changed. It went from being about the struggles of the ghetto to materialistic things like diamond chains, cars, and getting girls. Now, according to Brian Remington in his article, Hip Hop is Dead and This Generation Killed It, there seems to be no message at all in much of the music, and very few people seem to mind. Anything with any evolution to it at all seems to go unappreciated, while the mindless matter seems to go on to be massively successful. So now that I have talked about why people think that hip hop is dead, I will talk about the artists that are responsible for this belief. Alright. So these artists right here, they all have similar things in common. The main thing that they have in common is that they cannot rap to save their life. They have no wordplay, their flow is horrible, and they rely on the beat for their hit to be successful. Another thing is that they all look the same. They all follow this format right here, which they got their flashy clothes on, they got all these ice chains, ice grills, and yeah, it's pretty much basic. They all got their faces tatted. It's all the same thing. And then you don't even have to rap on the beat like Blueface over here, which doesn't even stay on the beat and has lyrics like "Bust Down Tatiana," which I don't even know what that means. Okay, so now that I have talked about the artists that are responsible for this belief, I will talk about the artists that have saved hip hop and that keep the spirit of true hip hop alive. So right here, we have the artists that are keeping true hip hop alive. These artists, they all have, they make songs that some people, could just have fun to and not really have a meaning to, but they also make songs with deep meanings. Examples could be Kendrick's To Pimp a Butterfly. His album had a lot of meanings in it. Logic made a song about suicide. And then Childish Gambino with This Is America, which he just won a Grammy for. So there are still artists out there that are sending messages out to the youth, to keep everyone, I guess, woke. So, according to Kendrick Lamar, when he won his Pulitzer Prize for his album Damn, it took a long time for people to embrace us. People outside the culture, outside our community. This is our lives, our pains on wax. So now that I have spoke about now that I spoke about the artists that keep the spirit of true hip hop alive, I will end my speech. So first I talked about why people think that hip hop is dead, and then I talked about the artists that make this belief. And then finally, I spoke about the artists that keep the spirit of true hip hop alive. I hope I persuaded all of you into believing that hip hop is not dead, because there are still good artists out there. And I just want to end by saying, I mean, as this decade is coming close to an end, I can only imagine what kind of artists we're gonna have in the next decade. So it's gonna get weirder, but as long as artists like these are still, you know, making albums, making good music, masterpieces, hip hop will not be dead. Thank you.